Hello. So, today was different. Last night, I resolved, due to my late bedtime, to do everything in my power to absolutely, use myself up today. Because I know I have a very early morning tomorrow, and because I went to bed so late, I wanted to make sure I had good reason to go to bed early tonight and still get a decent amount of sleep for my early morning shift. But besides that little note, yes, I did that thing today. Maybe not as many of that thing today as many of those things, I guess, today as I would have wanted to. But I did a good amount of things today. Like a big book I was telling you about. I finished that today. I finished reading it. All 1,330 pages done and gone. And now I have to wait another 10 years for the next one. Ish. That's what the author said. Said he's going to take a longer break from this one. It marks like the midpoint, I guess, of this kind of particular story. It was like the mid-season finale, or, well, it was more of a season finale, actually. One season of 2. 5 books in the first half, 5 books in the second. So he's said. But as things are, you never know how it's going to go. Like Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time was supposed to be 10 books long. Maybe it was 11. But either which way, like the last 4 books, the last 3 or 4 books were meant to be like 1 book, but because the story was so big, they made it like 3 or 4. And each of those 3 or 4 books are like over 1,000 pages long, so it's understandable. That being said, I'm sure I'll have plenty of things to do to fill my time between now and then. Other books to read, other authors to check out, and other stories to catch up on. After all, just because he's taking a break on that book series doesn't mean he's going to stop releasing books for that amount of time. He's actually got a few different books from a few different series planned out between now and then. And he has announced as such. Brandon Sanderson is who I'm talking about, by the way. That's the author. But yeah, I finished that book today, and I uploaded the rest of the Hollow Knight videos that I have edited at the moment. I still have those other 3 hours of footage to go through. And I played more Hollow Knight today, but it was on my first playthrough account, or profile, I guess. My second playthrough is the one I'm recording right now. So the first playthrough is just kind of what I wanted to do. I would have done the second one. I would have recorded more footage. The problem is, there was noise going on in the background, and I wasn't about to do that again, because the last few videos that I've recorded with noise going on in the background, I was editing through some of them, and I realized that this is kind of awkward just to kind of hear while watching the video. So for future recording sessions, I do plan on having them when there's nothing else going on in the background. Besides the Hollow Knight, the reading, and the uploading, I didn't get anything done. I thought about writing a lot. I plugged in my iPad and keyboard that I use to write, and they're still plugged in. Did some chores, walked the dog a little extra today. Moved some firewood because it may be April, but it did snow today. So, crazy weather out here. It's not unexpected for where I live, but still feels weird for us to get a decent sized snowstorm in spring. Anyway. Aside from that, I just kind of watch videos. There was an episode, like I'm watching the Wheel of Time series on Amazon Prime, and an episode of that came out today. I think we're 6 episodes into the season 3, and they're still doing things somewhat differently, but they are bringing a few scenes from directly translated from the books over to the series, and I can appreciate that, especially when they're big scenes or popular scenes or just scenes that I like and remember fondly. But that's all that. I might still write. There's a good chance I'm just going to be uploading this and getting right to bed, but I might still write a little bit. There's a chance, because I am itching and pushing and being pushed to get back to that. But as I was wasting my time away, feeling like doing nothing, I was just watching YouTube videos and such, and I started to get a really nasty headache, and I did not enjoy that. So I was thinking, well, if my head's aching while I'm watching videos, and it's going to be aching while I'm writing, which is not so fun, because writing feels good, but headaches feel bad. So if I have a headache associated with writing, it's not going to feel very good. And that might just be me overthinking it, like I always do. And instead, I should have just gone and wrote, and that would have been just fine. That's probably the case. Another thing I did today that I said I was going to do yesterday was do laundry. I didn't end up doing my bed laundry. That stuff's still nasty. But I refreshed my clothes. I refreshed my sleeping mask that I use to sleep. And I also washed my work clothes, which I don't do as often as hygiene would probably require. So, I'm nasty. Anyways, yeah. Did my dirty clothes. I washed my towel that I dry myself with after I shower. But that's everything there. Yeah, that's all the stuff I did today. Considerable amount, especially compared to usual. But still not quite everything I wanted to push myself to get done. Either which way, I think I'm amply worn, amply tired to go to bed early tonight. And sleep well. Tomorrow, as I said, early shift, long shift. Tomorrow will be a Friday night, and lately, on Friday nights, I've been going to D&D sessions. But due to some mixing of circumstances, this Friday and the next Friday, our D&D sessions have been, I guess, canceled. We, just some scheduling differences, I suppose. Some extra things that need to get done because somebody else is joining the campaign, and some other things that just kind of keeping it from happening because people have scheduling differences. Which is fine. I can go 2 weeks without him. That being said, after my long morning shift tomorrow, I will probably be getting myself down to write. I have received many of the filaments I ordered. I can start working on that. I printed out a white crystal today. It up close, you can see where like the filaments were laid out, just those little lines. But I don't know if this is one of them that I'm going to give away, or if it's just something that I'll have had used for testing the white filament. If that was the initial purpose, that was the initial function. But just like all the other crystals, I mean, same specs, same stuff. Boom. I don't know if I talked about this in the last one or not. Yeah, there it is in the harness. I don't know if I talked about this in the last one or not, but the slap bracelet works very effectively against bearskin. But as seen in the Hot Topic Hell of a Boss video, Brandon Rogers' little Lust Crystal slap bracelet thing, it is very much dangling and slipping off of his sleeve, because that's what he has it around. It's a sleeve. And I thought of something that might make that much easier to use as like a cosplay prop, as opposed to just a little wrist thingy. And I ordered some material to make straps, stuff that you can loosen and tighten and then just clip together around your wrist. And that'll make it all that much easier to manage. But I don't really know the first thing about making the straps, so I'm just going to have to look into that a little deeper, I suppose. And that'll be part of the project for heading to Comic-Con this year. Fan Expo, in this case. Just today and tomorrow. And the white filament, of course, is going to be I'm going to be using a lot of white filament for making the costume. So that's just one of the smaller designs I have, and could be done in a short amount of time. But anyways, it's time for you to see the dog. Oof, there he is. I'm going to take him on one last little walk. I'm trying to keep the glare out of the camera. But he's relaxed in his kennel. He's in his kennel because, he's usually in his kennel at this point, yes, but he was put in his kennel earlier because he was burying his head face first into a trash bag. And we're doing our best to discourage that kind of bad behavior. Don't want your dogs digging through the trash because they might come across something that's not good for them and cost expensive vet bills. Don't want them to be in pain, no matter how much, he wasn't hungry, right? Give him his food. He's not eating all his food. He left like a bite's worth of food in his tray, which you saw in his kennel just now. And so he felt, obviously, the human foods, all that stuff, all our flavors and stuff. Dogs are much more attracted to all the stuff we put in our trash than any of the kibble that we just leave in their bowl for them. So, I suppose I understand that. Still, behavior to discourage, to train out of, hopefully. Anyways, that would be everything. So, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share with me your thoughts in the comment section below. Share me with your friends, family, etc. Anyone who you think might like my content. Help me expand my channel. I'd very much appreciate it. But that's all I have to say. So, good night.